2010 level features the visitors representing the Manitoba All-Stars and the home team representing Team Minnesota. Let's meet this morning's starting lineups first. Let's meet Manitoba. Starting in goal, number 35, Aaliyah Clemens-Bale. On the fence, number 12, Keandra Broten. Her defensive partner, number 44, Emily Bauman. Starting at wing, number 8, Kaylin Stansel. At wing, number 18, Manon Treadhall. And your center, number 29, Brandon Gray. And let's walk out the rest of the Manitoba All-Stars. Assistant coach, Kylie Klassen. Head coach, Sean Chorley. Now, let's meet Minnesota. Starting in goal, number 66, Poppy Carlson. On defense, number 17, Carly Jacobson. Her defensive partner, number 68, Tegan Olsen. Starting at wing, number 3, Lindsay Lawrenson. At wing, number 91, Raya Mathiasen. And your center, number 21, Maya Dutton. Let's welcome the rest of Team Minnesota. They're coached by Todd Kelsberg, Paul Kowski, Sam Kelsberg, and Laura Kramer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is at this time we ask that you please rise, gentlemen, kindly. Teams for the final time this weekend. Let's play hockey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fogerty Ice Arena here in beautiful Blaine, Minnesota. We got a treat on tap for you today, the 2010 championship game for the North American Female Elite Showcase. Team Minnesota wearing their lavender uniforms. The Manitoba All-Stars in the very striking navy and red combination. The puck is down, and we are officially underway in this one. It should be an exciting battle between these two teams today. Team Minnesota does have a player who is suited up today, not on your roster. If you're keeping track at home, that's number 68, Tegan Olson, who will certainly be a welcome addition to the Team Minnesota blue line. Our starting goaltenders today for Manitoba, number 35, Ayana Clemens Paye. And for Team Minnesota, it is number 66, Poppy Carlson. Puck is down. Our second face-off of the game has already happened down in the Manitoba end. Aggressive pinch from Team Minnesota's Stella Kramer holds the zone. Manitoba looking to skate it out. Eventually they do. That's Claire Frazier. Sydenham gets it to the wall. Here's a chance for Manitoba. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Manitoba's Bryn Rice opts to take a bit of a long shot. Carlson gloves it and hangs on. Here's a chance for Team Minnesota. Another odd player rush streaking in. There's a shot on goal and they score! What a start for Team Minnesota. Josie Kelsenberg streaks into the zone and pops one home. Team Minnesota takes a very early 1-0 lead.
Team Minnesota goal, her first in the game, scored by number 12, Josie Kelsenberg. Assist number 17, Carly Jacobson. Time 13:21. Kelsenberg, her first from Jacobson at 13:21 from Minnesota.
So that's Kelsenberg from Jacobson. A fast start for Team Minnesota. Certainly come in handy against a talented and rugged Manitoba All-Stars squad. Thrown ahead, goes off the stick of Harns into the Manitoba zone. Scooped up by Keandra Broughton. Up the wall to Adams. Bobbled the puck momentarily, so now Minnesota will go back to work down below the goal line. Brenna Ray through the middle to Lily Dawn Como, who simply dumps it in. Tegan Olson will go after it for Minnesota. Going around the back of the net is a centering try. Nobody home for Manitoba. It comes out to the blue line. Sydenham dumps it right back where it came from. Working your way out of the corner. Manon Trehome. It's over to Broughton. Broughton from the dot. Shooting paddle save by Poppy Carlson. Bobbling puck comes to the blue line, held in by Sydenham. Into the middle, there's a shot on goal right into the breadbasket of Carlson. How did these teams get here? Team Minnesota comes into today's game with a 3-1 record, starting with an 8-3 win over Illinois Selects, a 2-1 win over the BC Capitals, a 3-1 loss to Team Sask, and a 5-1 win over the Fighting Saints. The leading scorers for Team Minnesota coming into today's game: number 12, Josie Kelsenberg, now with 7 goals and 9 points. Number 56, Brooke Koski, 1 goal and 6 points. Number 91, Rhea Mathiasen, 4 goals and 5 points. A 2-on-1 chance for Team Minnesota. Peters out. Number 10, Ellie Bailey, 1 goal and 4 points. Number 21, Maya Dutton, 1 goal and 4 points. As for the Manitoba All-Stars, also 3-1 coming into today, a 4-0 win over West Can, a 3-1 loss to the Minnesota Fighting Saints, a 3-1 win over the Western Selects, and a 3-1 win over Team Sask. The leading scorers for the Manitoba All-Stars: number 12, Keandra Broughton, number 8, Kaylin Stansel, and number 29, Brenna Ray, all with 4 points. After an offsides call, the faceoff is down just outside the Manitoba zone. Gathered up by Emily Bonin. Bonin wraps it all the way around, no icing, going after it. It's Megan Packer for Team Minnesota. Packer on the backhand to the wing, dangerous play. Right in front, it turns into a positive, however. Mathiasen muscling her way into the Manitoba zone, chasing it into the corner. Bodied in the boards by Bonin. Manitoba trying to clear it out. Eventually comes to the blue line. Mathiasen looking for Kelsenberg. The puck slides just under her stick. Deegan Olsen banks it off the wall all the way around. Keandra Broughton now has the puck. Broughton, the leading scorer for this Manitoba All-Star squad. One spin move, puts on the brakes, gets it to Callie Adams. Adams loses the puck. Broughton regains possession off the glass into the neutral zone. Broughton will skate it ahead. He has it poked away, still battling for the puck. Flip to the side, Bailey into the middle. Coming right off the bench is Brenna Ray for Manitoba. Over the red, over the blue, here's Hannah Richley. Richley shooting goes off the stick of Manitoba's Manon Trenholm. The centering try, just out of the reach of whomever was on the doorstep. That's Hannah Richley. Kelsenberg and Richley dueling with a pair of Manitoba defenders down below the goal line. Good pace to start today's game. Trenholm, he's got Stansel in the middle. Trenholm on the goal line, shooting, blocker saved by Carlson, still loose in front, no whistle yet, peeled out of harm's way by Hannah Richley. Oh, Manitoba not intimidated at all, going down 1-0 to Team Minnesota early. To the red line, up to Stansel. Stansel loses the puck, sent all the way down, not hard enough for an icing. Fraser goes back for it, puts on the brakes, surveying her options, flips it through the middle to Rice. Rice bobbles just over her stick, ended up with Stansel, and now back to Rice. Rice shooting, love save for Poppy Carlson. .8:23 to go in the first period. Our score 1-0, Team Minnesota. Blue line held in by Elin Olsen. Olsen dumps it back down, going after it Team Minnesota's Daisy Harens. Daisy's younger sister, I believe. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure. Winning earlier today, the championship game for Team Minnesota Purple. Jacobson slams it off the boards. It takes a weird bounce and ends up with Manitoba. Here's Hill. Hill over the blue line. Hill shooting goes wide. It's gathered up by Team Minnesota off the skates of Iceland Larson. Wrapped around by Peltier. Peltier goes down in a heap, and Manitoba able to clear. On the backhand, Team Minnesota, Dutton tries to go down low. Mathiasen centering pass. I don't know where that ended up. Kramer going after it into the boards with Como. Lily Dawn Como with a centering try. It bounces right through the slot. And down Elin Olsen simply bandies the puck back down below the goal line. It's dumped, no icing. Going after it, winning the race, Lindsay Lorenzen for Team Minnesota, causing havoc in the offensive zone. Brenna Ray eventually able to clear. Como on the backhand, dumps it in, intercepted. Team Minnesota opts not to go for a line change, and ends up icing the puck. So 5:59 to go in the first period. Kelsenberg will take the draw for Team Minnesota, going up against Rice for the Manitoba All-Stars. Hannah Richley skates it out, gets it to Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg scoots past the defender. Kelsenberg into the middle, loose puck knocked away. Packer comes down from the blue line, holds it into Richley. Richley on the backhand gets it to Bailey. Bailey tries a shot that doesn't go anywhere. Now it's taken back by Fraser. Fraser loses her feet. There's a chance for Team Minnesota. Popped ahead down to Richley. Richley in front. Can't find Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg battling with Fraser. Kelsenberg essentially taps it to herself before she's bodied into the boards by Bryn Rice. Bryn Rice will sit 2 minutes body checking. We'll have the face-off. The Manitoba All-Star Zone, a premium chance here for Team Minnesota to extend its lead. Koski off the wall. A shot on goal. Blocker save by Clemens Paillet. Packer over to Koski. Koski winds, fires, goes wide. Now played back to Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg walks, shoots. Shin pad block by Broughton. Another block by Broughton, so 2 blocked shots, and then has her own clearance attempt blocked. 2 block shots for Keandra Broughton. Held in Packer. Packer down low to Richley. Richley backhands it up to Bailey. Bailey shoots. It's a wobbling rainbow puck. Clemens Paillet ever able to get the glove on it and hang on. Stoppage of play. 55 seconds to go in the penalty to Bryn Rice. 4:03 to go in the first period. Puck is down. Center to wing to D. Olsen saucers it over to Jacobson. Jacobson lays it down low to Harens. Harens back to Jacobson. Jacobson back to Harens. Harens wraps around to Peltier. Peltier working away out of the corner, sends it back up to Jacobson. Jacobson sends it on net. That goes just wide. Good low shot, looking for a tip or a rebound. Off the wall, Olsen. Olsen on the backhand, bobbled the puck near the blue line, maybe panicked a little bit. Harens walking in, shooting. Puck never got to the net. Fraser going 1-on-2 for the Manitoba All-Stars. In by Olsen. Olsen walking the blue line a little bit. Sends it through. Eventually ends up under the glove of Clemens Paillet. Lining up for the draw, Lily Dawn Como will take it for Manitoba. Dutton. Maya Dutton on the draw for Team Minnesota. Blocker saved by Clemens Paillet. Manitoba back to full strength, centered in front, shot on goal, big save by Clemens Paye, still hacking at it, and eventually Dutton is knocked down. Well, sometimes you go hard to the net, and you pay a price. We'll line it up, we'll do the exact same thing. Dutton taking the draw, Como still in the circle for the Manitoba All-Stars. Minnesota maintains possession off the draw. Lorenzen dumps it down. Dutton couldn't get to it. Well, actually, Emily Bonnet stepped in and took it away. Centering pass. Mathiasen not low enough for it. Maybe backing out of the zone, thinking Manitoba was going to overtake possession. Here's Como. Como has it poked away. I believe that's Packer down there. It ends up with Dutton. Dutton tries a shot, blocked by Broughton. That's Broughton's third blocked shot of the first period. Five players pinned up along the boards. Time ticking away here in the first period. Puck goes behind the Manitoba net. Broughton will take it, slides it to Adams. Adams up the middle to Como. Goes off Como's backhand and ends up on the stick of Stella Kramer. Kramer plays it ahead. Is this Kelsenberg? Yes, it is. Poked away by Broughton. Nice defensive play by Keandra Broughton. Kelsenberg drops it to Koski. Koski waiting, looking, gives it to Richley. Richley spinning away from trouble. In front, Kelsenberg unable to get a stick on it. And it comes back out to Packer. Packer surveys the scene. Tried a shot. Como nearly poked it away. Minnesota maintains zone time. Como turns and fires. It's going to go all the way down, icing the Manitoba All-Stars. Another face-off in the Manitoba zone. This time it's won by the All-Stars. Caitlin Stansel going after, backhands it in front. Here's a chance. Oh, it rolls off the tip of the stick of Manon Trenholm. Very good chance for Manitoba. It ends up on the stick of Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg walking in. Kelsenberg shooting, goes wide. And puck's in front. Oh, and Hannah Richley put it too high. Oh, no, a centering pass by Kelsenberg. Richley on the doorstep, too high. Another shot on the doorstep. Big save. And a flurry of fireworks. Is it called a flurry of fireworks? A gaggle of fireworks? I don't know what it's called, but fireworks nonetheless near the end of the first period. Kelsenberg still going after it. The centering pass held in at the blue line. Tegan Olsen off the bench. Coming off the boards, going after it. Again off the wall. Trenholm unable to clear. Kelsenberg still on the ice for Team Minnesota. She's got to be winded by this point. Kelsenberg walks out, tries a shot, stopped by Clemens Paye. Out of the half wall, up to the blue line, just out of the reach of Tegan Olsen. Olsen flips the puck past Stansel. And now we've got an offsides call, 14 seconds to go. Wow. Boy, that was a rootin' tootin' 30 seconds there. Puck dumped in by Team Minnesota that should chew off the last few seconds here of the opening frame. We've been treated to a heck of a contest so far as Tegan Olsen retreats into the neutral zone. After 15 minutes, our score 1-0, Team Minnesota. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds. We're back, period number 2 underway, 15 minutes on the board and already ticking away. Our score 1-0, Team Minnesota after 1 period of play. Josie Kelsenberg scoring less than 2 minutes into the opening period, and since then this game has settled into a very, very exciting back and forth between two highly talented teams. Now Manitoba with an early chance. Keandra Broughton, she had 3 blocked shots in the first period. She's playing everywhere for Manitoba. Power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5. Impossible to miss out there. She can skate, she can shoot. She directs the defense on defensive zone faceoffs. Here's Team Minnesota. There's a shot on goal going wide. Glances off the wrist of Ayana Clemens-Paye, who's also played well so far. 9 saves on 10 shots, not bad. And Broughton again. Broughton across for Hill. Hill bobbles the puck going into the corner, pressured by Koski. Now Manitoba setting up shop in the triangle down below the dots in the Minnesota zone. Brenna Ray to Broughton. Broughton shooting right into the ankle. We've seen Minnesota's Daisy Harens. Harens will pick up the puck now and skate it out herself. Manages to get it to Iceland Larson. Larson has Peltier. Larson will skate it herself. Iceland Larson down below the goal line. Loses the handle. Ray takes it away. Minnesota again. Koski winds it, fires it, scores! A bomb from the blue line. Brooke Koski. Oh my goodness, what an exclamation point. Holy cow, Brooke Koski winds and fires. I don't know if Clemens-Paye just wasn't ready or what, but Koski's bomb finds pay dirt. It is now 2-0, Team Minnesota.
Team Minnesota goal, her first of the game, scorer number 56, Brooke Koski. Single assist, number 66, Poppy Carlson. Time 12:49. Koski, her first of the game from Carlson at 12:49 for Minnesota.
Stancil centers, got it, shooting. Ugh. Another Manitoba shot right into the chest of Poppy Carlson. Puck is down in the Team Minnesota zone. Minnesota ends up clearing. Mathiasen working her way into the Manitoba zone, turned back by Bonin. And here's a chance. Dutton, who is trailing the play, has the puck now in front on the backhand, can't get a shot off. Manitoba dumps the puck in. Tegan Olsen going after it. Megan Packer takes over in front of the net. Headwoman pass into the neutral zone. No icing, goes off the stick of Elin Olsen. Olsen will turn it up. Long pass, that one, no icing either. Glance off the stick of a Team Minnesota player. One of the blue line, banked off the wall by Sydenham. A chance for Kelsenberg again, shooting. That one goes just wide. Richley thought about going backhand, dumping it in. Opts to give to Olsen instead. Olsen a long pass, looking for Bailey, never got there. Kramer to Richley. Richley over to Bailey. Bailey going shoulder to shoulder with Broughton. Broughton around the Manitoba net. Taps it ahead. There's a pass through her own zone. It ends up on the stick of Bryn Bannister. Bannister has it taken away by Bailey. Bailey flips it to Kelsenberg, who can't hang on to it. Now Hill. Hill looking ahead for Ray. Puck didn't get there. Kelsenberg, she's got space. Kelsenberg shooting and goes off the glove of Clemens Paye and wide. Now Bannister to Ray. Ray dumps it in. A knuckle puck going all the way down behind the Team Minnesota net. Jacobson, long pass trying to go up the gut. Ends up with Callie Olsen. Olsen to Como. Como into the middle, intercepted by Richley. Richley, her clearance attempt intercepted by Como. Shot by Adams, loose puck in the crease. Nobody home for Manitoba. Team Minnesota will simply dump the puck all the way down. Face-off down in the Team Minnesota zone. Possession maintained by Manitoba. Adams to Fraser, back down along the boards. Adams flings it in front. Como not there. The blue line, Olsen dumps it right back into the Minnesota end. Here's Koski. Koski has the second goal today. Launching a slap shot from just inside the Manitoba end. And zinged over the glove of Clemens Paye. Koski carrying it out. Looks like Koski will skate it herself over the red, over the blue, into three Manitoba players. The puck somehow gets through all three and ends up in the corner. Kind of a half shot there from Peltier. Throws it towards the net. Never a bad idea. Como into the middle for Adams. Turned right back up. Fraser loses the handle. Stepping in is Harens. There's a shot from Packer, sticked away by Clemens Paye. Along the boards, Kramer. Kramer banks it. Ends up on the stick of Bryn Rice, who flings it right back into the neutral zone. Olsen will retreat in her own end. Elin Olsen. Three Team Minnesota girls and a feisty Callie Adams, who is now going back and forth with Iceland Larson from Team Minnesota. Goes through. Looks like it'll be icing on the Manitoba All-Stars. We'll have the face-off to the left of Clemens Paye.
Now we go for Manitoba, number 31, Addison Gerten.
Addison Gerten has now replaced Clemens Paye in goal for the Manitoba All-Stars. Paye with 11 saves on 13 shots. Played well in her half of the game. And Trenholm cannot clear. Couple of Team Minnesota players now bumping into each other. Here's an odd player rush for Manitoba if they hurry. Going down the right side, Bonin centers. It's intercepted by Dutton on the back check. Now Dutton tries to send it up. Olsen on the right-hand side, Broughton following along. Olsen into the middle looking for Mathiasen just out of her reach. Now to Packer at the blue line, sends it toward the net. Gets lost in the skates of Bonin. Mathiasen. Now Lorenzen. Lorenzen off the wall to Dutton. Dutton trying to go back down to Lorenzen, but quickly enveloped by three Manitoba All-Stars. Lorenzen ends up with the puck anyway after scooping up the loose biscuit, wraps it around the Manitoba net. Broughton will let Bonin go get it. Bonin flips it back to the other side. There's nobody there except for Lorenzen. A little miscommunication between the Manitoba defenders. Bodies flying everywhere as the puck gets lost. Tegan Olson came very close to holding the blue line on that play. 6:15 to go in the second period. Minnesota holding on to a 2-0 lead. Stansel goes down after trying a shot on goal that was way wide. Shots on goal so far 13-8 in favor of Team Minnesota. Here's Richley. Richley down the right side, poked away by Broughton. Jacobson wheeling around the Team Minnesota net, trying to clear. Frazier throws it towards the net. It ends up on the stick of Rice. Rice can't get a strong shot away. It ends up near the blue line with Michaela Sydenham. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Packer winds and fires, goes off the blocker. Kelsenberg in front, couldn't get a shot off. I gotta get out of the habit of thinking Clemens Paye. Girton. Like Guerin with a T. Anna Richley carouseling around in the corner, looking for an option. Harassed by not one but two Manitoba All-Star defenders. So tight in the defensive zone is Manitoba. 4:52 to go in the second period. Puck is down the forward line of Kelsenberg, Bailey, and Richley going back to work. Koski and Kramer on defense. Koski firing. Might have hit Hannah Richley's shin pad. Richley doing her job out there with the screen. There's a chance in front for Richley. And Girton tracks the puck all the way in. Back in action. Ray has the puck taken away. There's Richley shooting and a knob save there by Girton. Anna Richley getting her shots in. Kelsenberg holds the zone off the wall to Bailey. Ooh. Bonin ends up clearing. Through the neutral zone. Boy, Como playing so hard along the boards, forces the puck into the Minnesota end. Bonin at the blue line holds it. Poke check by Bonin. Now dumped in, Koski. Sends it up to Harens. Harens moving ahead. Across the red, across the blue. Open up some space, shooting. And a save by Girton. Manitoba struggling to clear the zone. Harens holds it in. Now eventually the only place to go is up off the glass and over the head of Tegan Olson, who's along the blue line. Jacobson sends the puck around. Stansel. Whatever. The blue line, Sydenham. Sydenham throws it all the way across. Just out of the reach of Trenholm. Trenholm, Broughton. Broughton holds it in momentarily, but eventually it's taken by Olson, and Olson will skate it out herself. Olson flips into the middle for Larson. Puck escapes under Larson's stick. Brenna Ray. Ray puts on the brakes. Pushes the puck ahead to Trenholm. Trenholm adds Stansel. Ends up on her stick now. Stansel shooting, big save. Poppy Carlson. Poppy Carlson up to the task. cross ice pass intercepted by Lawrenson. Lawrenson carrying ahead, and Team Minnesota is offsides. Dutton wins the draw to Packer. Packer whips it over to Koski. Koski slapper, that goes wide. She already scored on one, why not try a second? Packer holds it in along the boards down to Mathiasen. Mathiasen being chased by Bonin. Backhand gives it up to Dutton. Mathiasen working her way towards the net, ended up losing it. Packer had already been backing out of the offensive zone, couldn't hold it. To avoid the offsides, everybody backs out. Dutton wheeling around in the Minnesota zone. A pass not hard enough. Bonin nearly intercepts it. Here's Dutton. Dutton gets stuck along the boards. Koski tries a little flip shot. Goes too high. The wraparound try. Heard the ding of the iron. Don't know if that was the puck or a stick. Kelsenberg pressured by two Manitoba defenders, and eventually Manitoba clears. Team Minnesota off sides once again. We'll have the face-off just outside the Manitoba zone. 46 seconds to play in the second period. Richley trying to get the puck over to Bailey, couldn't do it. Here's Adams. Adams skating ahead, stick lifted, eventually poked away. Richley's opened up a little bit of room for herself. She's got Bailey going towards the net. Broughton puts the stick down, forcing the shot. Nice save there by Girton. The wall into the neutral zone. Olsen goes all the way down. That'll be icing. We'll have the face-off with 10 seconds left. Backhand try by Bailey goes wide. Richley working her way towards the net, and time will run out before Minnesota can get a real shot off. Through two periods, Team Minnesota 2, Manitoba All-Stars 0. We will be back in 60 seconds. Underway here in the third period. Team Minnesota clinging to a 2-0 lead over Manitoba. Obviously plenty of time for Manitoba to get right back into this one. Kelsenberg's got one. Brooke Koski has the other for Team Minnesota. Minnesota eventually clears. A bouncing puck bounces in Team Minnesota's favor. Keandra Broughton off the wall looking for Trenholm. Trenholm couldn't hang on to it, so now it's Richley for Team Minnesota. Richley into the corner, backhands it to Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg on the backhand, and another backhand try. A centering pass this time, just out of the reach of Ellie Bailey. Trenholm clears it into the neutral zone. Koski will have to regroup from the blue line to the red line to the blue line. Koski ends up with Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg shoots and scores! What a shot by Josie Kelsenberg. I believe that'll go down as Kelsenberg from Koski. So smooth, Josie Kelsenberg with the shot. And her father, Todd, the head coach of this Team Minnesota 2010 team. We're here at Fogerty Arena, which is also known as the house that Todd Kelsenberg built. Todd Kelsenberg, 1995 winner of the Frank Brimsick Award as the best boys high school goaltender in the state of Minnesota. And played for Minnesota State Mankato. Back then it was just Mankato State, now it's Minnesota State Mankato. Mankato getting all fancy on us. Backer from the red line to the blue line. Feels very abandoned by everyone right now. Ends up giving it to Olsen. Olsen dances around one player, dances around two, and is now chasing the puck into the corner with Elin Olsen. 30-car pileup in the corner. Walking into the slot, shooting too high. That was Iceland Larson. Fraser. Zone, into the neutral zone. Olsen goes down. Olsen going chest to chest right now with Lydia Hill. Hill comes out with the puck. Bannister. And the backhand is taken away by Packer. Packer shoulder to shoulder with Hill now. Broughton, nice defensive play. Too many players on the ice, and eventually they get off. Team Minnesota, some miscommunication near the bench. Uh-oh. There's a chance for Rhea Mathiasen, who's been sniffing around the net all afternoon. Hasn't popped one yet. Puck wobbles into the neutral zone. Ray to Adams. Adams has it poked away. Mathiasen battling with Adams. Broughton chips it to the side. Como on the red line over to Adams. Adams walking in. Adams shoots. Stopped and held on to by Carlson. So 3-0 Team Minnesota with 11:46 to go in the third period. 11:46 to go in our final championship game here at Fogerty Arena. The wall, Bonin at the blue line, close to going out. And held in according to the referees. Lorenzen trying to find Dutton coming through the middle. The puck is flipped over the glass behind the black netting. Hopefully somebody goes and gets that, because those things ain't cheap. Face-off is down. Kelsenberg, she's got two. I'm assuming looking for a third. There's a shot. A little ground ball scooped up and held on to by Carlson. Manon Trenholm below the goal line, going at it with Teague and Olsen. Now Bailey zings it up to Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg tries to go between the skates. Can't do it. Team Minnesota is now off sides. Bailey working her way towards the Manitoba net now. Behind that Manitoba cage, Richley shoots and scores. Hannah Richley extending the Team Minnesota lead to 4-0. Richley peeling around the Manitoba net, may have thought about a centering pass, ended up shooting it and beating Girton high. And now here's a 2-on-1 chance for Team Minnesota. Kelsenberg and Richley. Kelsenberg to Richley shooting right into the gut of Girton. Leave that Kelsenberg, Richley, and Bailey line out there. See if Team Minnesota can't pop one more home. Kelsenberg wins the draw back to Olsen. Olsen fumbled the puck for a moment and then decides just to dump it in. Richley battling with Bonin. Bonin eventually separates her from the puck. Nice play up to Como by Bryn Rice. Como into the middle, loose in front, no whistle. Puck wobbles behind the net. Everybody bumping into each other. Richley on the half wall. Throws it up to Ellie Bailey, just out of Bailey's reach. Richley into the middle. Puck slides under Kelsenberg's stick. She'll go for a change. Team Minnesota's Abby Peltier looked up and realized she was so very alone. 9:15 to go in the third period, 4-0 Team Minnesota. One more goal for Team Minnesota and we will move to running time, a 5-goal deficit at any point during the game. Running time. Olsen trying to clear it up the boards, can't do it. Here's Fraser. Fraser below the goal line. Eventually it gets into the neutral zone. Here's a 3-on-1 if Manitoba hurries. Stansel over to Trenholm. Trenholm, a toe save by Poppy Carlson. Maybe not a save because it wasn't really a shot on goal. It was more of a centering pass, but Poppy Carlson manages to get a toe on it. Bonin at the blue line. Bonin sends it to Stansel. Stansel at the red line. Going around the net. Larson in the middle at the red, at the blue. Puck stuck behind that Manitoba net. 8 minutes to go. Just under 3 minutes to go in the third period. Team Minnesota still leading Manitoba All-Stars 4-0. Shots on goal at this point of the game, 25-13 in favor of Team Minnesota. Manitoba just unable to get too much going. And eventually a lead does become too large to surmount. In front, covered up and held onto by Poppy Carlson. Now we get a little fisticuffs. Into the neutral zone, carrying it ahead. I think Minnesota at this point of the game content to simply let the clock run almost all the way down. There's a shot on goal, goes off the shoulder of Bonin. shot finding nothing but traffic. Olsen ladles the puck back down low below the dots. Broughton eventually clears it. Como over to Hill. It's just out of Hill's reach. There have been a couple of plays like that where Manitoba's got a chance at an odd player rush and just can't capitalize. The shot on goal bounces off the wall, goes in front. But is eventually cleared. Adams over the blue line. Tries to drop it for Rice. Rice had already passed her by, so it ends up on the stick of Mathiasen. Mathiasen shooting. Goes off the stick of Elin Olsen and into the corner.
Last minute of play in this period, 1 minute.
If we roll down streets of fire.
45 seconds to go in regulation. A shot into Girton, and now we've got a lot of pushing and shoving. Uh-oh, this could get rough. Coincidental roughing minors being assessed to Manitoba's Lydia Hill and Minnesota's Iceland Larson. 42 seconds to go in the game. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference, especially considering it's coincidentals. There's a shot by Olsen, goes off a glove and into a corner. Shot from the dot, blocked by Olsen. Have to head to the blue line. Dutton. Ten seconds to go in regulation. It won't matter. That's our final score. Congratulations to Team Minnesota. A 4-0 win over the Manitoba All-Stars. Congratulations.
Your final score, Team Minnesota 4, the Manitoba All-Stars 0. Once again, fans, we ask you to stick around after the handshake line. We will have the most outstanding player presentations as well as full medal ceremonies for both teams. a round of applause for both teams on a well-played game and a phenomenal weekend of hockey. We are going to begin with our 2010 Most Outstanding Goalie, Defender, and Forward presentations. Your Most Outstanding Goaltender at the 2010 level from Team Minnesota, number 66, Poppy Carlson. Your Most Outstanding Defender from the Manitoba All-Stars, number 12, Keandra Brogan. And your Most Outstanding Forward from Team Minnesota, number 12, Josie Kelsenberg. We will now present the runner-up medals to the second place team, the Manitoba All-Stars.
How many goals you put in? At least 5. I wasn't here for all of them.
Number 4, Claire Frazier.
Somewhere, yeah. Well, I haven't seen all of you. They all play pretty good.
Number 6, Michaela Sydenham. Number 7, Callie Adams. Number 8, Kaylin Stansel. Number 9, Britta Rice. Number 12, Keandra Brogan. Number 15, Britt Bannister. Number 18, Manning Trenholm. Number 22, Lydia Hill. Number 29, Brandon Gray. Number 31, Addison Merton. Number 35, Ayana Clements-Pale. And it appears we have ran out of runner-up medals, but that will be rectified following the game. Once again, congratulations to the Manitoba All-Stars. Now the first place medals for your champions, Team Minnesota. Number 3, Lindsay Lawrenson. Number 5, Megan Packer. Number 8, Avery Wagner. Number 9, Iceland Larson. Number 10, Ellie Bailey. Number 11, Abby Peltier. Number 12, Josie Kelsenberg. Number 17, Carly Jacobson. Number 18, Stella Kramer. Number 21, Maya Dutton. Number 22, Daisy Harms. Number 32, Lex Otto. Number 56, Brooke Koski.
Oh, what's the drum in, man? Do you have time?
Number 66, Poppy Carlson. Number 68, Tegan Olsen. Number 70, Hannah Ridgely. And number 91, Ryan Mathiasen. Your 2010 champions, Team Minnesota. Now, if Team Minnesota would please come forward to receive your championship banner.